How's everybody doing today? All my people in Little Rock, I hope you're being safe in the snow, cause it's snowing out there. If anybody say live in the Little Rock area, we know we've been dealing with snow the past couple of days, so everybody trying to get off work. But shout out, man, to everybody who didn't have to go to work today. I know I didn't have to go to work. But today, I don't have a script, so we just gonna freestyle it today. Talk about some of these games, some of the scores. We're going to start with the NFL first. Hit me up in the comments if you got any comments about some of the games you watch. We're going to start with the Eagles and Buccaneers. Say the Eagles had a great start, but they didn't have a great finish. Went to the Super Bowl last year against the Chiefs. Had a great showing, but the Chiefs ended up winning, and they were slated to go back to the Super Bowl. But with injuries and attrition, that's one of the toughest things about playing pro football is trying to stay healthy throughout the whole season. And a lot of times, who wins the Super Bowl comes down to who is the most healthy, who is the most consistent. And young people take that in life. Consistency translates in every area of life. The more consistent you can be, the more successful you can be.
Come on. Right.
So when you look at the game, Buccaneers won 32-9. I can tell you for a fact that if they was healthy, they probably would have won that game. But because of injuries and attrition, it lets me know that, things wasn't where they wanted to be. Sometimes you check out when you're not all the way there. You're not running on full cylinders. Cold outside, and you start to check out. Like, man, you know what? I don't feel like tackling this hard today because we're not going to win anyway. You know what? They got this game. They up on us 21 zip, 21 something. This game's over. Well, so why am I going to play hard? People go through these things in their head while they're playing the game. It's like, do I really want to tackle this dude in this 30 degrees or 20 degrees outside? And when you hit somebody when it's cold, it don't feel good. So you got to ask yourself.
Blade. Ready to die.
And some people are not ready. It's like, nah, I'm not ready. So, moving on to the Steelers and the Bills. That was a crazy game. It was cold, too. Playing in Buffalo. They said they had ice on the seats. They couldn't even, I don't even know how they was even watching the game, probably standing up the whole time. But the Bills won. Jared Allen played a really good game, considering the situation at hand at home. He even ran a touchdown back. So that was a good game from the Bills. Steelers, like I say, Rudolph, he played the best he could, but it was just, man, a lot of fumbles, a lot of turnovers. Just everything that could go wrong for a quarterback went wrong for Rudolph. He really did try, man, but receiver fumbled the ball. Then the running back fumbled the ball. And they was about to do a tight end for them, but they didn't. They did a challenge and they called it back. But man, the Steelers, man, shout out to Mike Tomlin, man. Everything that could have went wrong. But man, sometimes though your team gets to the playoffs, but they don't have enough to sustain in the playoffs, and that's kind of what you saw with the Steelers. And the Buffalo Bills, they said, give me that. So moving to the next topic, the Rams and the Lions. Even though it seems like a close game, but the Lions really was the better team that day. And what you're seeing with the Rams is they're dealing with the gamble that they took. They traded to get Stafford. They wanted to win the Super Bowl that year, but now it's costing them years after. Sometimes in order to get the big win, you're going to have to sacrifice the after you win, and that's what you're seeing with the Rams. I don't know if they're going through a rebuild or they're waiting to rebuild because they don't have enough pieces in draft picks because they had to trade it to get Stafford. But that's what you're seeing with the Rams, the after effects of making that gamble. They won a Super Bowl, but it cost them after that. So this is why you got to think about. You got to weigh out the options, because it's really hard to win the Super Bowl. It takes a lot of talent, a lot of health, a lot of attrition, and they did that. But the price tag that cost them was you're not going to be able to have a substantial team probably in the next 3 or 4 years. Are you okay with that? So that's something you got to think about. And with that being said, we're gonna move on to the craziest game. Before we move to that game, I want to talk about the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Dolphins and the Chiefs. Chiefs, they blew them 26-7. Shout out to Mahomes. Gotta give him a bum for that. Shout out to Mahomes. He was throwing the ball in it was below zero weather, and he was throwing it no problem. Tua, he couldn't handle it, man. It was too cold, man. He was cold out there. Every time he got hit, every time he got sacked, and I seen what's his name. He was out there. He tried, man. He got a touchdown. He tried, but Tyreek, man. I know it sucked, man, to watch the Chiefs win that game because he really wanted to win that game. But it's hard to run fast when it's cold out there like that, fellas. You could be a speed demon, but, boy, the neutralizer is cold weather. You ask most speed guys, they don't want to be in the cold. They'd rather be in the warm. And in Miami, was a little warmer, but you don't want to be in below zero weather. But shout out to the Mahomes for winning that game. And also, while we're moving on, shout out to the Texans, man. C.J. Stroud winning that game against the Browns. Shout out to the Texans, man. Really good game. I think he had a great quarterback rating. Look at some of those stats in that game. For a rookie, he had 16 for 21, 274, and 3 TDs. For a rookie, no interceptions, which was awesome. Running back had a decent rushing game. And Nico Collins, 6 receptions, 96 yards, 1 TD. That's pretty solid for a receiver. Shout out to the Texans, man. They are 11-7. Good game for those guys. And shout out to the rookie stepping up to the plate after they traded, what's my guy name, to the Browns, Deshaun Watson. So shout out to them. And then, what did I just do? The game. Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers. I don't like neither one of these teams, but Jordan Love, the Green Bay Packers, rout the Cowboys 48-32. Jordan Love, 16 for 21, 272 yards, 3 TDs. Pretty much managed the game, no turnovers. Turnovers matter in the playoffs. So you just don't have you don't need to make any turnovers if possible. Dak Prescott, 41 out of 60, 403 yards, 3 TDs, 2 interceptions, which is pretty much empty calories because I think they was blowing them out 27-7 in the second quarter. So, and then scored another 14 in the third quarter, Green Bay. So really, I'm wondering, is it more Dak or was it more defense or was it a little bit of both? Because they was really harking on the coaches, Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy. And they were saying it's rumored out there, but let me know what you think about Mike McCarthy. I'm going to let you know what I think. Mike McCarthy, I think he was the product of Aaron Rodgers. And I think that when Aaron Rodgers made him look great, but I think that sometimes when you have great players, they can make you look better than what you are, and that's kind of what we're seeing with Mike McCarthy. They said that he should go get Bill Belichick. I don't think that'll work because Bill Belichick like to be the coach and the GM. Jerry Jones don't really get down like that, so we'll see how that work. But I seriously doubt that he would probably get somebody like a Bill Belichick. If he did, it'd be good for the Cowboys. They probably win the Super Bowl with that defense that they have, because that's kind of the defense that Bill Belichick, he can work with that kind of defense with the bend and don't break. But he would probably switch to a 3-4, and that'll probably be good for Micah because he could be an edge rusher on that 3-4, and I think that'd be better for him than running a 4-3. This is my opinion. So, but shout out to Green Bay. Beat them 48-32. Let me know what you think. Let's see what's the brackets now. I wonder what's the brackets for the NFL.com. Let me find that real quick. There we go, NFL playoff bracket. Now, looking at the Bleacher Report, we got Green Bay, San Francisco, Tampa Bay, and the Lions. We got the Texans and Baltimore, Kansas City and Buffalo. Let me know what you think. I'm going to make my picks now. I think that I want to pick San Francisco, but if Purdy don't step up, they won't win that game because Green Bay got a lot of momentum. But if Purdy can just manage the game, don't try to do nothing pretty, no pun intended, don't try to do nothing pretty, just manage the game, I think they'll win that game. Being the number one seed, they should win that game. But he has to allow his playmakers and give them the ball. Debo, C-Mac, he got to make sure they can get them the ball, limit the turnovers, and let them make the plays, and they'll win that game. Tampa Bay and the Lions.
Blade. Ready to die.
I think the Lions may beat Tampa Bay. This may be the first time they reached the NFC Conference game. I'm going to call it right now. Lions is going to reach the NFC Conference game and probably play San Francisco. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I think the Lions are going to win that game. So it may be the Lions and the Lions in San Francisco. San Francisco take care of business. All right. Moving along to the Texans and Baltimore. If Baltimore is healthy and they ready to play, which Coach Harbaugh kind of had them ready to play, I like the Texans. They had a good run, but, man, Baltimore is a lot to handle right now. I mean, Baltimore, if they play right, they can win a Super Bowl this year. I mean, whoever wins between KC and the Bills, they're going to have a tough task if Baltimore beat the Texans. But they got to be ready to play because Houston not playing around. But I'm going to pick Baltimore because I ain't going to bet against Action Jackson, baby. Action Jackson, baby. Let's go. But they got to be ready.
You want to be making moves on the street, allow nothing to be
ready.
in your
Gotta
life
be able to spot
that you
that heat.
cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you spot the heat around the corner.
Don't allow the Texans to creep in on you. And, they playing in Baltimore. It's going to be cold. Ooh, it's going to be cold. But they got to be ready. Shout out to Action Jackson, baby. Jamar Jackson. Let me know what you think. Who you think going to win that game? Baltimore or the Texans? Moving to the next game. KC or Buffalo? Of course I'm picking KC. That's probably going to be a good game because they both kind of at the same kind of, quarterbacks going to win you the game, defense bend but don't break kind of deal. But I can see it's going to be hard. You got to beat Mahomes, man. It's hard to beat Mahomes, man. When he's on, he's on. I think he's on right now. And if they can play in below zero rather than Kansas City, it should be a breeze in Buffalo. That should be a factor for neither one of those teams. I'm going to go with KC, though. So I'm thinking KC and Baltimore. Lions, and San Francisco. Let me know what you think. What's your bracket looking like? But that's who I'm rolling with. Let me know. And then moving into the NBA. According to theathletic.com, the Lakers are struggling to find cohesion amid injuries, but some problems go beyond health. Here's the thing about the Lakers. I don't know if they think they could just turn it on and turn it off, but it don't work like that when you don't have that kind of talent. I think their record is like what? What is their record? Let me find their record. I don't think that they have what it takes to really win a championship this year. That's just my opinion. Um, I think that the Lakers, they're gonna have to really step it up if they wanna take it to the next level. But I don't know if they have what it takes. Sometimes you want to take it to the next level, but you don't have the talent that you need to go to the next level. And I think that's what the Lakers are dealing with. I mean, and then when you look at the standings, a lot of teams are kind of hovering around 500. Like I say, the Celtics, best team probably in the league right now. Let's look at the Lakers. The Lakers are at number 10 right now in the Western Conference. The Timberwolves are at number 1. Wow, the Timberwolves are playing. Anthony Edwards is balling right now, out of his mind. So I get that he balling. I wish if Cat can really get down in that block and play in that post and let Anthony Edwards handle that perimeter, I think the Timberwolves they'll run through a lot of teams in the playoffs. I don't know about the championship, but they'll run through a lot of teams in the playoffs. They may surprise a lot of teams in the playoffs this year. Don't be surprised if you see the Nuggets playing the Timberwolves or something like that in the Western Conference Finals. Don't be surprised. The Thunder, I don't know about the Thunder. I think it's kind of early in the season, but they looking good at number 2, 27-12. The Clippers, I just don't see them having enough depth unless they make some trades after the All-Star break. But, I mean, as far as if Kawhi can stay healthy, though, I still give them a good shot, maybe to get to the the semifinals, Western Conference semifinals. I give them that. Mavericks don't never have enough. They just good for watching Luka Doncic do something, to be on the highlight reel, but I don't think they have championship aspirations. Pelicans, I think they're gonna bottom out. I think they start out good, but they're probably gonna start bottoming out after the All-Star break. Suns, like they trying to creep back up. I guess they trying to get healthy. But I can see Devin Booker, Beal, and Durant turning it on after the All-Star break. The Jazz, you are where they are, middle of the road. Lakers, if they don't step it up, they're going to find themselves right in there trying to be in a play-in, gambling. Rockets, they are where they are. Shout out to Udoka. They fighting for a playoff spot. I can see them kind of sneaking in the playoffs. See the Warriors. They had a great run. It's over. They got to rebuild. Sometimes you kind of fight through it, but
It's the final
the Warriors had a great run. 4 championships. 2 MVPs from Curry. Great shooting displays from Curry and my guy named Clay. But man, it's over, man. I think it's a wrap for those guys. I think they for to start rebuilding, get ready to bring those young guys in. Let me know if you think Steve Kerr is he gonna survive this rebuild, or is he gonna be out at the Warriors? I don't know. Let me know. Celtics 31-9. Now, I think everybody thought they was going to be the best team in the East. The Bucks right behind them, a couple games behind them. I think 3 games, if I'm not mistaken. 76ers, they in there. They can keep Embiid healthy. They going to stay. They going to be in there. Cavaliers, we'll see how they go. They pretty good, but the East really don't have like a lot of great teams. I think the Heat are going to be like in that top. They're going to top them out probably after the All-Star break. Pacers, we'll see. I like the young squad they have, but can they be consistent after the All-Star break? We'll see. The Knicks, they're doing better with OG. They got for defense, we'll see. I've never really been a big fan of what's my guy name? I like Brunson, but the big man, I've never been a big fan of what's my guy name? We were just talking about him on the sports show the other day. Julius Randle. Maybe if he could be the number 3 option, I think he'll be better. But the Magic, nah, they still growing. The Bulls, nope. Still dealing with injuries, trying to get rid of Zach LaVine. The Nets, I don't know. I wish the Hawks would step up and try to get in that top 10, around that 8 or 9 spot. That would be great. But, man, shout out to Trey, man. Trey balling, man. He ain't got no help. Shout out to Trey. They trying to get rid of DeJounte Murray. I don't know why. They should keep him, but shout out to Trey, man. But, man, let me know, man. Who you think going to win the championship this year for the NBA? I think it's probably going to be the Celtics and the Nuggets unless the Timberwolves can creep in. I think the Timberwolves may give, if Cat can be more consistent, I think they could give the Nuggets a good run, but I think the Nuggets probably still going to win just off experience. I don't think Cat can hold Jokic. I don't think he will. I don't think he can hold Jokic like that. But if he stayed down the block and really worked on his post game, you never know. But he would like to shoot threes and perimeter stuff a lot. He don't be down on the block a lot. But let me know what you think. I think the Nuggets and the Celtics probably gonna be playing in the finals. So, but if you got any other things, let me know. Man, the NFL looking good this year. NBA looking pretty decent this year. I like what I'm seeing as far as sports-wise. And, man, shout out to Sports Period, keeping us occupied. And I hope everybody's staying safe, staying out the cold. And I'm about to get ready to sign out. If you go back and watch this, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate the support. Thanks for watching the podcast, The Thinking Game. We're starting to get more views. You got any questions, anything you'd like to hear us talk about on sports or the podcast, let us know. We would love to talk about. Let us know how we're doing. Let's get the engagement up. Help us grow. Help us reach 1K so we can keep making the content. We can start paying it, making money. It'd be great. But help us grow, reach 1K, and we just trying to make content for regular people because we're regular people. We work every day. Sometimes we can all meet up. Sometimes we can't, but we go whenever we can. We will to bring you more content. Hey, this is Mike. I'm signing out. Thanks for watching.
Come on. Right.
And I'm signing out.